So just because people don't have work experience, they think, you know what, let's put in my creativity and that will get me through the ATS.
Yeah, technically impress the recruiters.
But the point is that your resume will not reach the recruiter's hand. It will only go into the ATS, get ditched out and not get accepted for the next 6 months. So the one thing I tell people is your resume is your individual unique story, not a Wikipedia page. Instead of just looking at the colors and say, I can't read anything in this. Where does that creativity go?
Welcome back to VUTV. Today we have someone very special with us, Miss Pooja Anandani, CEO of Resumade. Before we dive in, could you please tell us about your journey, how you started Resumade?
Amidst the pandemic, I decided to give up on my well-paying job to be able to start this company, to be able to help individuals across India and the globe. And today we've helped over 6,000 plus professionals in every industry, every domain, starting from freshers to people with 40 years of work experience.
So, talking about stories, resumes are also stories, right?
Definitely.
So, how do you break it down from, wiki pages?
So the one thing I tell people is your resume is your individual unique story, not a Wikipedia page. You don't overthrow them with information, you don't overpopulate 2 pages of a resume. It needs to have the exact amount of required facts that need to be told to people, to a recruiter, or to an ATS system. So your resume has to be a unique individual story, which it consists of your achievements, your key competencies, your highlights, some notable achievements that only you have done. And that is when it gives an individual touch and makes a resume unique just to you.
That makes sense, man. So, speaking about that, what advice do you have for the students who are ready for the industry? The people who think that they don't have much of experience to put on their resume?
So everyone starts a journey from scratch, right?
Correct.
That's when we say it's one day at a time, one footstep into the industry at a time. You climb a ladder slowly, right? You don't jump to the top of the ladder in any go.
Correct.
So there are people who don't have experience. Some of them have internship experience. Some of them have full-fledged work experience. So when you try to cater to a resume, each resume has to be different and unique. So somewhat, if a person does not have any kind of experience, be it an internship or a full-time, they need to highlight what they've done in their extracurricular. It can be a college fest, they've led some functions, they've chaired an event, they've anchored an event, they've participated in extracurricular activities, they've pursued some trainings and certifications. So you have lovely online programs with different universities, with different courses. Why don't you add more and more? Because every day we learn, right? We learn till the time we die. So in the meanwhile, why don't you keep adding something till the time you actually enter the real industry?
So now on the other sides of resume, where students who feels that they don't have much to showcase or people who are freshers, we have seen a lot of resumes online which are Amazon theme or Netflix theme, Spotify. Those who would like to apply for those companies. What do you think about those?
So do you remember when we were kids, we had this game called Join the Dots from 1 to 100.
Correct.
And we would try finding 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. And ATS is going to play a game with your resume. Imagine you give it a preset format, which is only Netflix. Where is your education? Where is your work experience? Where are your contact details? You're playing Join the Dots with an ATS. It's not a human to be able to do that, right? It has a pre-fed structure. It has a pre-fed way of analyzing data. It knows under which heading do I have to pick up. And it's not a human to, okay, you know what, I need to search it. It'll just say it's missing and it's not going to accept that kind of data. So when I say Netflix resume, it is very beautifully presented. It's a creatively done resume, but it lacks the concreteness in terms of showing what have you done. It's perfect. It's 100 on 100 in terms of creativity. But where are the roles, the responsibilities aligned in an order which is easily accessible and gets picked up by the ATS? So just because people don't have work experience, they think, you know what, let's put in my creativity and that will get me through the ATS.
Yeah, technically impress the recruiters.
Yeah, but the point is that your resume will not reach the recruiter's hand. It will only go into the ATS, get ditched out and not get accepted for the next 6 months.
That is something that students have to keep it in mind. So, speaking about creativity, when do you think the students should get creative, or what should they be creative about?
So creativity can be in every space. The way you write, the way you present, the way you demonstrate who you are. So instead of making a template creative, why don't you make your resumes content creative, right? So say you highlight your core competencies, you highlight your work experiences in a way that will actually make the recruiter go like, wow, I want to read more, right? Instead of just looking at the colors and say, I can't read anything in this. Where does that creativity go? It's just a black and white screen. Say if I say Netflix, it's black and red, right? That would be the only colors a recruiter is seeing. But when it comes to creativity in content, the recruiter gets an insight of what are you doing, how is it going, what are your achievements, what are your milestones, and so much more. That is the creativity that needs to be highlighted.
That's a nice perspective, Pooja. So speaking about trends that's happening today, so we know that ATS is driven by AI. Yes. And we have AI luckily helping us create resumes. So what do you think about, the resume prepared by an AI, read by an AI, and what can students do to make them stand out in these resumes that they send out to the ATS?
So when you say an AI is helping us, let's go back and ask ourselves, is it helping us? There's a big question mark. Imagine I give you 10 resumes in hand to read, and you have the same responsibility written in all 10 of them. Led a team of 8 members, led a team of 10 members, led a team of 6 members. You're just reading led a team. Where is it differentiating? And AI has pre-fed data on which it keeps building data. So the point is that your data is going to be limited. It's a limited data pool. And then after a point, every second person will have the same roles, same responsibilities for different organizations.
So as you mentioned, companies prefed some data to ATS, right? And the ATS only picks up specific keywords that are mentioned in the resumes that they get. So what are the misconceptions that the students have when they prepare these resumes?
The biggest misconception is that a AI can prepare their resume and they will get selected by an ATS. That is the biggest pitfall, right? So I tell all students, I tell everyone I interact with, start from what have you actually brought to the table in terms of maybe your internship, what were your roles, your responsibilities, what was the number or the value addition you brought there. Moving to the certifications and the training programs that you undertaken, move into your key achievements. Maybe someone was the highest scorer in a particular subject or in a class. Does ChatGPT know that? No, right? Yeah. So the fact being that you have to write it with your own brain. Anyway, today the brain is a pea size. Yeah. Please use it to create something worthwhile instead of trusting an AI, because that is a pitfall and you're going to jump into it.
Yeah, those are some brilliant insights. So let's look at the crimes that people shouldn't be doing. So could you shortlist some do not do words or stuffs that the student should keep it in mind while preparing a resume?
Yes. So firstly, there's a concept that, you need to have a photograph on your CV so it looks more colorful and more appealing. But the fact being that people don't understand when they put a pie chart, a bar diagram, a photograph of their own, it does not get picked up by the ATS. It goes as a plain blank white paper. Their ATS score drops from, say, maybe a 75 worthy candidate to less than a 45. So the basic idea of ATS is they read basic simple language. They understand a simple font. They don't understand lavish larger than life fonts, colors. They are trained in a certain way because they are artificially created, right? They only can read black or white. They don't go with colors. So when we have beautiful video resumes, they don't get picked up. You cannot upload a video resume on a site today. Yeah. Because India is still not up there to create video resumes and ATSs are not so smart to parse them. So that is the basic that you have to keep into mind when you're preparing something.
So Pooja, let's talk about a different game. Portfolios for the creative industry. So for the creative mindsets as in students from the design, media, music. So they look forward to create a portfolio. So a portfolio or a resume, what works best?
Have you seen a coin It's got two sides, right?
Yeah.
It's got heads and the tails. How does a coin work half? So a resume and the portfolio are two sides of a coin. For especially people from the creative field, a resume gives a basic check. It's like an introduction to a recruiter. And that is when a portfolio is asked. So what is a portfolio? A detailed version of your work. It can be a chief architect, it can be a musician who has music he's recorded, or a photographer who has his portfolio, who's got his shoots, right?
Yeah.
But an ATS will not accept a portfolio. The basic is to get into any company, you need a resume. It's a basic mandate. So the first thing is a resume. Post that when you get shortlisted, that is when you share your portfolio. So a portfolio is an add-on to the resume. It's not the only thing that's going to get you a job. So yes, that's how it goes.
Got it. So thank you, Pooja, for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me over, and I hope each of you who's watching is actually taking something back from here. To each of you, this is going to be something which you can really hold on to and elevate your career journey with this podcast today.
Anything you would like to give as a message for the students who are prepping for the industry?
Yes. So your story is your own unique journey. Please don't try to be a duplicate to anyone else. A resume it can be as simple as roles and responsibilities, but you have to find yourself in it. A resume has to define you, because there's no second chance for the first impression.